Well, it seems that whatever disease Brie Bella had has now attached itself to Nia Jax. And this disease, in turn, called Botch, has now canceled the Survivor Series match between Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey. Yes, it is confirmed. I am not trolling. I am not reporting false news. This is 100% legitimate. It's reported by Dave Meltzer. It's been reported by Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com. It's been reported by Wrestle Votes. I even got a tweet or a text from Ticket Drew Bedell. Confirmed it all to me. It is 100% confirmed. Done. It's over. We are no longer getting Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch at the Survivor Series. The official report that just hit the dirt sheets says this, and I quote, WWE has a huge Survivor Series event in store for Los Angeles at the Staples Center on Sunday night, but it seems like it will be missing the one big match that I think everyone was looking forward to most. Fightful and Wrestle Votes, like I mentioned, have both reported that Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey has been pulled from the Survivor Series card. Lynch suffered a very stiff shot from Nia Jax during the SmackDown Invasion of Raw on Monday night, and it busted her open badly and broke her nose. The report is also stating that indeed it is a broken nose and a possible concussion. Lynch was checked out by medical staff following Raw and did not travel to St. Louis for SmackDown Live. Therefore, WWE is playing it safe and canceling this highly anticipated match. As soon as there is more news available on this matter, I will definitely let you guys know as we head on into the weekend with Off the Script and all major reviews of both shows, TakeOver and Survivor Series. So obviously this is making SmackDown Live must-see tonight just based on the severity of the news. And we have no plans right now for Ronda Rousey. We have no plans for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. This could seriously alter the women's match at Survivor Series if WWE plays their cards right. WrestleVotes said, in regards to Sean Ross Sapp, and I quote, "Good dude at Sean Ross Sapp with the big time report just now. Was hearing the same thing, but also hesitated to report for obvious reasons. Anyway, it looks to be true. Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey is off the Survivor Series card due to Becky's injuries last night on Raw." I don't know what the fuck is going to happen, man. I don't really come on here and do quick updates for you guys. I don't come on here and do mid-afternoon videos, even though I should, just to kind of keep up on top of major stories, but this is too big to just let sit idle. I need to come on here and voice my opinion on this because that's what I do. Now, I want to start off by saying this, okay? We went into Monday Night Raw last night very iffy on the build. Monday Night Raw last night was, I would assume, by a lot of people's standards, made into a thumbs-up show based on the actions of Becky Lynch. The spotlight was heavily on Becky Lynch. She got the disarmor on Ronda Rousey, which I thought was fantastic. Ronda Rousey played her injuries, quote-unquote, very well. Becky Lynch led the charge. She was fucking boss on Monday Night Raw in leading a SmackDown sneak attack on Monday Night Raw while Alexa Bliss was making her announcement for her garbage team at Survivor Series. I will talk about that in a second. Becky was boss. Then the injury happened. We didn't really know as we were watching it. All we seen was Becky was bloodied. Becky somehow channeled Stone Cold Steve Austin, and there has been many comparisons to Stone Cold Steve Austin here with Becky Lynch. Most famously made at WrestleMania 13 when Bret the Hitman Hart had him in the sharpshooter, and he was bleeding all over his face due to a bump earlier in the match, where he flew into the timekeeper's area. That's what everybody was resembling Becky Lynch last night on Monday Night Raw. She channeled her inner 316. And she played the injury off as if it never even bothered her. She walked up the staircase in the audience, into the stands, and she was still talking trash. Becky Lynch was a fucking beast last night. Moreover than anyone on the roster, including Ronda Rousey. So Becky made the entire situation that happened last night a thumbs-up situation. Now, I shit on it because it was a lack of creative effort. We've seen the same fucking thing every single year leading into this Raw vs. SmackDown theme Survivor Series. So I give WWE an F for effort, but an A+ on making Becky Lynch look that much more fucking great than she already was. So I want to get that out of the way. Number 2, I see people on social media already calling for Nia Jax's head. They are pretty much dragging Nia Jax by the fucking ankles, even though that may be a very difficult task. They're dragging her to the fucking, to the gallows, and they're waiting for a beheading. They're calling for her termination. They're calling for Nia to be suspended. They're calling for Nia to have her match with Ronda Rousey and the Raw Women's Championship revoked. Accidents happen. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch all falls on Nia Jax. You know, the cancellation of Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch is all Nia Jax's fault. I know for a 100% fact that Nia Jax did not mean to injure Becky Lynch. Nia Jax didn't go into the ring last night with the angle happening with the intent of, I'm gonna fuck up Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey just because. People are fucking ridiculous. There's no reason why Nia Jax should be terminated, suspended, or have her title match revoked. That is absolutely ludicrous statements to be made. Okay? Nia Jax doesn't deserve any of the hate that she's getting right now. Okay? From what I've seen and from what I understand, I don't recall Nia Jax really injuring anybody. You know, well, I mean, it's happened a little bit in the last couple of weeks. She did injure Zelina Vega by tossing Zelina Vega over the top rope at the Evolution Battle Royal, and that gave Zelina Vega a concussion. And now here we are with Becky Lynch in the Survivor Series main event. Realistically, it's the one match that everybody wanted to see. The one match that everybody was hoping would be the main event. The one match that had the most hype around it. Now it's gone. And Becky is in the same situation as Zelina Vega. Concussion. And a broken nose. Now, I'm not going to blame Nia Jax. I'm going to blame WWE. And the reason why I'm blaming WWE is because they continually, and I'm going to fucking back up here because I know I'm going to be fucking yelling. I'm going to blame WWE here for continuously pushing people that don't deserve to be pushed. They continuously push people that are not ready. This is who you're positioning at the top of the Monday Night Raw card. People who are 5 steps ahead of where they realistically should be. Nia Jax should not be a priority on Monday Night Raw. She should not be a part of the Survivor Series team. She should not even be on the fucking pay-per-view. I'm calling it out right now. Nia Jax should not be a part of that fucking team. She shouldn't be positioned in a pay-per-view match with Ronda Rousey coming up in December. She should not be given preferential treatment because of who she is. All because she's related to The Rock. All because Roman Reigns went out with fucking leukemia. Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax is made for a TLC pay-per-view just because of the ethnic background that she has. Bullshit! Fucking bullshit. Nia Jax is green as fucking grass. She should not be in the ring in a top program with the biggest female athlete on the fucking planet. You want to put Ronda in the ring with someone that she can learn from. You want to put Ronda in the ring with someone that's going to make her better. Nia Jax can't even make herself better. And then You want to put her and Tamina on the fucking Survivor Series team. Why? Because they're Samoan? When is Tamina factored into anything relevant on this show? I'm tired of people sticking up for the bullshit, the political bullshit that WWE just spews out. You accept it, willingly bend over, and take it straight up the ass. Fuck this shit, man. I'm pissed because the one match that I was looking forward to most is now not going to happen. And this is WWE's fault. This is all to blame on Vince McMahon and anybody else who positions the wrong fucking people while you got Sasha Banks, Bayley, Ember Moon, Ruby Riott not being positioned when they should. You are giving preferential treatment to those who can't even fucking wrestle, who are reality TV superstars, divas. Tamina got fucking funeral silence when she was announced for the Survivor Series team. I guarantee you if you poll 100 people on Family Feud, do you give a shit about Nia Jax and Tamina being on the Survivor Series team? Especially Tamina, 0 would say yes. This is bullshit. WWE gives preferential treatment to all the people that don't wrestle, that don't know how to wrestle, that are fucking complete irrelevance. Yet the wrestlers on this roster get pushed to the fucking side. Why? I explain to everybody how WWE doesn't give a shit about women's wrestling. If you don't get that through your head after what they made, decision-wise for Survivor Series last night, I don't know what to fucking tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. Nia Jax shouldn't be fired. Nia Jax shouldn't be terminated. Nia Jax shouldn't be suspended. Nia Jax should not have her title match revoked. Nia Jax is going to get buried anyway. She's not going to beat Ronda Rousey. I would rather Ronda run through Nia over Sasha, Bayley, Ember, and Ruby. So if you look at it through the way I'm looking at it, through my eyes, I would rather Ronda run through Nia instead of running through everybody else, because everybody else that they're having sit idle is so much more of what we want to see. Nia is not what we want to see. So if you're really thinking about it, leave Nia. Leave Nia where she is with the match at TLC with Ronda Rousey. She is going to get buried anyway. She's going to get buried anyway. So now what does this mean for Survivor Series? I'm trying to go in chronological order here, okay? What does this mean for Survivor Series? I've sat here and I've thought about everything that could possibly happen. And this makes SmackDown Live that much more must-see tonight. Now, for whatever reason, okay, the woman has fucking multiple concussions. Why the fuck is Alexa Bliss on television? Why does Alexa Bliss have a more prominent role in Survivor Series than both Sasha Banks and Bayley? Why? They're not hurt. Alexa Bliss is hurt. Meanwhile, she's on the Survivor Series team as the advocate for the Raw Women's Division. What the fuck has Alexa Bliss done all year to give her a prominent role like that? Nothing. Nothing. Alexa Bliss is absolutely in the same category as Nia Jax. She is only pushed because of how she looks. She's only pushed because the management in WWE prefers her over everybody else looks-wise. And if you don't like what I'm telling you, you could blow me. That is 100% fact. Why does Alexa Bliss have a prominent role and Sasha Banks and Bayley do not? Those two women aren't hurt. Alexa Bliss has multiple concussions. So what we're going to do now is Ronda is going to come out on SmackDown Live tonight. This is what I do. Or Ronda's going to come out and make a fucking statement, period. I'm taking over the Raw Women's team at Survivor Series. There will be no match. For everybody saying, well, I guess they're going to give the match to Charlotte. No, it doesn't fit into the vein of the Survivor Series theme. Charlotte is not a women's champion. So Ronda, after last night, And with her trying to stick up for Raw, Ronda's going to push Alexa to the side and lead Team Raw against Team SmackDown. Ronda's going to be the leader, and Alexa Bliss is going to take a fucking back seat where she goddamn belongs. Okay? Ronda is going to replace Tamina. She's going to replace Nia Jax, and she's going to add Sasha and Bayley to the fucking team. Okay? And this is actually a plan or an idea from my buddy Jesse. Okay? Ronda is going to put Sasha and Bayley on the fucking team, and Nia and Tamina are going to be replaced. So, Nia and Tamina, though you might be saying, well, JD, it's not fair that you take them off the team, that doesn't mean they can't have a role in Survivor Series. Nia and Tamina could just go rogue. Or they rather, can be working for Alexa Bliss, and being that Ronda replaced Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax and Tamina were replaced by Sasha Banks and Bayley, they could fuck over Team Raw and give SmackDown the victory, and this all kind of leads into TLC, where Ronda has to battle Nia and Tamina, and she's going to come out on top. So that's how you do that. So there's not going to be a women's championship contest between two champions at Survivor Series, so why the fuck not put Ronda Rousey? You want her at Survivor Series, right? People paid their money to see Ronda Rousey, so you better fucking provide Ronda Rousey at the Survivor Series. There's no better way to put Ronda on the Survivor Series card than to have her bump Alexa Bliss as the leader of Team Raw. Ronda is the champion. Ronda has more, I guess, anger in her than anyone else. What the fuck does Alexa Bliss have to do with the Survivor Series, suffering multiple concussions leading Team Raw? She turned it into her own personal playground. She picked all her friends. I don't want to see Alexa Bliss anywhere near this fucking show. She has no business being on this show, both creatively and storyline-wise, on what we've seen from television. So that's out of the way. That's how you're going to book Ronda Rousey for the Survivor Series now. So what does this mean for Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey moving forward? Will we get the match? Period. Now, a lot of people are thinking, oh my God, you know, it's gloom and doom, woe is me, we're not going to get Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch at the Survivor Series. I want you guys to understand something. The fact that this match was even happening to begin with, you should be counting your lucky blessings. The fact that Becky Lynch is even in the position that they're in, you should be fucking counting your lucky stars. You should be praying to whatever God you pray to that it's actually happening. Because do you honestly think the WWE intended Becky to be this over? They left her to fucking catering for 2 years. And now all of a sudden WWE did something out of the norm with Becky at SummerSlam, and she became the biggest superstar, not only in the women's division, but the entirety of the WWE. Becky Lynch is the hottest thing in the entire WWE right now. So the fact that WWE almost lucked into this Becky Lynch character, and I say lucked into because they didn't want to push her in the manner that we're seeing now. They wanted her to be a heel. We would have never seen this Becky Lynch if it was left in WWE's hands. So the fans are the ones to thank for Becky Lynch being the way she is right now. This Stone Cold 316 version of Becky Lynch. We have altered the change somewhat of Becky Lynch's character, because every single person that came out to those events continued to cheer Becky, chant her name, sing along to her theme song, and cheer her over the likes of Charlotte and Ronda Rousey on Monday Night Raw. We are to thank for the Becky Lynch that we're getting right now. Plus, Becky Lynch somehow broke out of this shell where she was just defeated for the last 2 years. And look at the superstar that WWE was hiding in catering for the last 2 years. Look at the Becky that broke out of that fucking shell. And look at the Becky that we got now. This is what WWE does. They store talent, they keep talent away without allowing them to reach their full potential. Becky is the fucking, the quintessential fucking statement of everything that I just said. So the fact that Becky is the way she is right now, WWE didn't expect it, they didn't anticipate it, they didn't plan for it. They had no choice but to push Becky Lynch at that point. So Evolution comes around and Becky Lynch and Charlotte, right? That great match that we seen in Evolution, right? Becky won it. Why do you think Becky won that match? Why do you think we got Becky versus Ronda Rousey at the Survivor Series planned before this injury on Monday night? It's because Becky and Ronda was the safe choice for Ronda Rousey at Survivor Series. They would have never given Survivor Series Ronda versus Charlotte so soon. You know that they're keeping that match for a WrestleMania main event in April come New Jersey. So the only reason why Becky won the championship from Charlotte and kept the championship was because WWE didn't want to give us Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte at the Survivor Series when that was the wet dream that they wanted at WrestleMania. So Becky kind of just broke out of her shell. They didn't anticipate Becky getting so hot. They put the title on her. They couldn't take the title off her because they didn't want to give us Charlotte as the champion versus Ronda Rousey at Survivor Series. So that's why they did what they did. But everybody's looking at this, like I said, as doom and gloom. Oh my God, woe is me. We're not going to get this big match that we all wanted. WWE hyped this match as big anticipated match. Right? So normally with what happens is if you don't get something when you expect it, and now we have no match at Survivor Series, this is going to make the fans more rabid, more hungry, and more just incensed on getting Ronda and Becky in the ring together. This is going to make Becky even hotter than she is, and I don't even know how the fuck that's possible. People are going to want to see this match more, and Becky, if Becky is thinking about all this, oh my God, my match with Ronda Rousey's ruined, the biggest match of my career ruined, taken away from me. If I'm Becky Lynch, I'm not worried too much. Because Becky Lynch and the injury that occurred on Monday Night Raw could have possibly landed her in the main event of WrestleMania. There's no way. And if WWE does not follow through with what I'm saying, they are absolutely fucking clueless and should be ashamed of themselves to be a fucking wrestling promotion. Everybody should be ashamed to be in this business if they don't follow on what I'm about to say. Becky could have realistically landed herself in the WrestleMania main event. Okay? One of two things is going to happen here. One of two things. I mentioned this on Off the Script. One of two things is going to happen here. One, they're going to strip the title from Becky because she can't wrestle. And then it's going to go right back to Charlotte. Becky's going to win the Royal Rumble. Becky's going to win the Royal Rumble. If they strip Becky of the Women's Championship and put it back on Charlotte, and Charlotte is the Women's Champion through the Royal Rumble, through WrestleMania season, Becky's winning the Royal Rumble when she returns. And that is, it fucking books itself. Do I even need to explain to you what's going to happen there? Becky didn't get Ronda, right? Ronda wants Becky. Becky wants Ronda. Charlotte is just in the middle. So if Becky wins the Royal Rumble and Charlotte's the Women's Champion, Becky's going to come out and challenge both of them. I didn't get my hands on you. I want you. I want to prove myself to you. Charlotte, I'm just going to prove to you again why I'm the man. That's what's going to happen. This books itself. In the end, you may be thinking, wow, we're not going to get this big time match, this money match at Survivor Series. The fact that this money match is not going to happen is going to even spawn into a bigger match at WrestleMania. Becky might have just landed in the WrestleMania main event, and it wasn't even her doing. You have Nia Jax to thank. So I want you guys to just calm down on the Nia Jax hate train. Nia Jax should not be fired, terminated, suspended, her title match revoked. None of that's going to happen. Nia's going to get buried by Ronda Rousey anyway. I'd rather it be Ronda than a Sasha, a Bayley, a Ember Moon, or a Ruby Riott. Throw Ronda to the fucking firing squad and let her get destroyed. Okay? With Tamina. Two worthless talents on that show. Becky, if they do strip her of the title, then she could win the Royal Rumble. The title could go back to Charlotte. We get a triple threat match in the main event of WrestleMania. Charlotte, Becky, and Ronda Rousey. Now, if they keep the title on Ronda Rousey, Ronda's going to keep the title anyway, but if they keep the title on Becky Lynch, then, again, it's going to just enhance us wanting to see this match even more. And WWE, by default, is going to have to give us the match at WrestleMania. Charlotte will win the Royal Rumble, and we'll get Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda Rousey in a triple threat match at WrestleMania. but that is the detail of everything that I do. From Ronda Rousey replacing Alexa Bliss, who should not be there at the Survivor Series, to lead Team Raw, replace the two fucking people that are guilty in this, right? Because everybody's calling for their fucking heads. Nia and then Tamina, because she's associated with Nia. Replace them with Sasha and Bayley. Have Nia and Tamina be rogue, working for Alexa Bliss, who gets replaced. Have them fuck over Ronda Rousey and have her lose at Survivor Series. And then you can go and build Ronda, Tamina, and Nia Jax for TLC. And then we could get the Becky Lynch story to resume going into WrestleMania season. That's what I would do. But I don't want you guys to think this is a bad thing whatsoever. This could have ultimately landed Becky Lynch in the main event of WrestleMania. I am not going to sit here and say, man, this fucking sucks. I'm heartbroken, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm trying to look at the positive spin on this. Yes, I wanted to see Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey. I had this entire rant ready for Off the Script this weekend. Now that's not going to happen. Now my rant is replaced with what could be coming out of this. This could be looked at. WWE lucked into a major women's main event for WrestleMania with doing absolutely nothing. Nothing. It writes itself. And if WWE, I've spoken on this is the last thing I'm going to say. WWE has had this fucking attitude of not capitalizing on things when they should be capitalized on. Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman are the top two examples in the Universal Championship discussion with Brock Lesnar. Right? Now that Roman Reigns is out, now they want to push Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship. Too little, too late. That ship has sailed. I even mentioned it in NXT with Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano should have won the title in January from Almas at TakeOver Philadelphia. They didn't strike while the iron was hot. Now they have another opportunity to do that. If WWE doesn't capitalize on this Becky Lynch situation right now and give us the absolute number one match that we could possibly get at WrestleMania, then fuck them. Then fuck them. I want you guys to look at this in the most positive light. Yes, it's not happening on Sunday, but Becky Lynch might very well have landed herself in the WrestleMania main event come April 7th. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know what you guys think of everything that I mentioned here for Survivor Series, how you would book Survivor Series, and everything with Becky Lynch. Sound off in the comments below, man. Hit that thumbs up. I'll see you guys tonight for SmackDown Live. I'll talk to you guys later.